అతిథులు వాళ్ళ నుంచి ఫస్ట్ మేము స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఫస్ట్ పివి గారి కుటుంబ సభ్యులైన కశ్యప్ గారు మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా కోరుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
గురుభ్యో నమః. మా తాతగారు శ్రీ పివి నరసింహరావు గారిని స్మరించుకుంటూ ఈరోజు ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో ముఖ్య అతిథిగా పాల్గొంటున్న పెద్దలు పివి నరసింహరావు శత జయంతి ఉత్సవాల కమిటీ చైర్మన్, రాజ్యసభ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ పార్లమెంట్, మా కుటుంబానికి ఎంతో సన్నిహితులుగా ఉన్న డాక్టర్ కె కేశవరావు గారికి, పివి గారి కంటెంపరీ ఆత్మీయులు సిహెచ్ రాజేశ్వరరావు గారు, వారి పుత్రులు వేములవాడ ఎమ్మెల్యే సిహెచ్ రమేష్ బాబు గారికి, అంతర్జాతీయంగా ఈ ఉత్సవాల్ని విజయవంతం చేయాలని సంకల్పించిన టిఆర్ఎస్ ఎన్ఆర్ఐ గ్లోబల్ కోఆర్డినేటర్ అండ్ సెలబ్రేషన్ కమిటీ మెంబర్ శ్రీ మహేష్ బిగల్ గారికి, మ్యూనిక్ జర్మనీలో ఈ ఉత్సవాన్ని నిర్వహిస్తున్న ఆర్గనైజింగ్ కమిటీ మెంబర్స్ కి, జూమ్ మీటింగ్ ద్వారా ఈ సభలో పాల్గొంటున్న ఇతర సభ్యులకి అందరికీ నమస్కారం. అన్నిటికంటే ముందు సంవత్సరం పాటు ఈ శత జయంతి ఉత్సవాలను ఇంత ఆర్భాటంగా అంగరంగ వైభవంగా నిర్వహిస్తున్న తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వానికి, అలాగే ఈ ఉత్సవాల రూపశిల్పి మూలకారకులైన మన తెలంగాణ ముఖ్యమంత్రి శ్రీ కె చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారికి నా తరఫున, మా కుటుంబ సభ్యుల తరఫున ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుకుంటున్నాను. అయితే ఈ శత జయంతి ఉత్సవం
చాలా సులువుగా అర్థం చేసుకునే పివి ఆ తరువాత ఉన్నత చదువుల కోసం హైదరాబాద్ లోని ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీలో చేరారు. అదే సమయంలో కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీలో చేరిన పివి అప్పటి సమకాలీన పరిస్థితులను అర్థం చేసుకోవడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. హింసతో ప్రజ్వరిల్లుతూ దోపిడీ వ్యవస్థగా మారిన నాటి సమాజపు పరిస్థితులు పివిని ఆలోచనలో పడేశాయి. నాటి నిజాముని విమర్శిస్తూ, అప్పటి ప్రభుత్వాన్ని గర్జిస్తూ ఆయన చేసిన ప్రసంగాలు పాలకులకు కంటగింపుగా మారాయి. వందే మాతరం గీతాలాపనలతో ప్రజలను సంఘటితులను చేస్తున్న పివి ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీ నుండి వెలివేయించబడ్డారు.
పివి గారు ఒక వ్యక్తిలా కాకుండా నేను వారిని ఒక ఫినామినన్ అని భావిస్తాను. అయితే ఈరోజు పివి అనే ఈ ఫినామినన్ వెనుక దాగి ఉన్న పర్సనాలిటీని, వారిని ఇన్స్పైర్ చేసిన వ్యక్తులు, సన్నివేశాలు మీ ముందు ప్రస్తావన చేయాలని నా ఈ ఒక చిన్న ప్రయత్నం. If you look at P.V. Garu's life, he had many influences on him starting from a very young age. In Ramayana, he was inspired by the deeds of Lord Hanuman, and he used to also enact the part. He was also greatly influenced by the tales of Lord Krishna in Mahabharata, and he knew shlokas of the Gita by heart. In his teens, he had also witnessed atrocities being committed against the weak in the society. This had made a deep impact on him, and this gave birth to a revolutionary in PV. Post-independence, he was inspired by his guru and a great social reformer, Swami Ramananda Tirtha. He was also greatly inspired by the countless luminaries of the freedom struggle. However, one of the most profound influences on P.V. Garu's life was Mahatma Gandhi ji. And through this forum, I would like to pay my homage to Gandhi ji on his 151st birth anniversary, which was celebrated yesterday. The influence of Gandhiji on P.V. Garu can be understood if in P.V. Garu's first address to the nation as Prime Minister. In his address, he openly discussed the challenges the country was facing at the time. There were problems of militancy in Punjab, Kashmir, Assam. There were internal security issues, and there were many border security issues also. the country was going through a severe economic crisis. We had very poor relations with our neighbors and other foreign nations. The country was in agricultural distress. There were unemployment issues. There was an urgent need for poverty eradication. There was also need for health care and religious and communal harmony. If you see, these challenges in a way outlined his government's agenda for the next 5 years. At the end of his speech, he invoked one of Mahatma Gandhi's famous quotes. And it says, and I quote, "It is my ambition to wipe every tear from every eye." And P.V. Garu said this vision of Mahatma would inspire the work of the government to overcome the challenges the country was facing and create a modern and a vibrant India. One of the biggest attributes of P.V. Garu's personality is his ability to connect and instantly make an impression and build a rapport with one and all. From general public to party workers to politicians, old and young, bureaucrats, diplomats, national and international leaders, he maintained an excellent rapport. He was probably able to do this because of his ability to speak many languages proficiently, his grasp on the subject in general, his simple demeanor, and his down-to-earth attitude. Since this meeting was happening in Germany, I would like to recall P.V. Garu's connection with Germany. Meeku teluso ledo, 1991 when P.V. Garu took over as the Prime Minister of the country, his first overseas visit was actually to Germany. He held a very high opinion on Germany for its engineering excellence and also for its expertise in chemical and energy sector. His trip was mainly aimed at attracting investments and also to get technology transfer to India. Appati German Chancellor was Shri Helmut Kohl garu. P.V. గారికి పెద్ద హెల్మెట్ కో గారితో పెద్దగా రాపో ఉండేది కాదు, పర్సనల్ రాపో ఉండేది కాదు మొదట్లో. However, at the end of this short trip to Germany, he developed a very good rapport with Chancellor Kohl. And this started a new era in the Indo-German ties. In fact, this trip had laid the foundation for setting up of many German industries in India, like Mercedes, BMW, and many more precision engineering industries in India. The foundation that was laid by P.V. Garu almost 29 years ago steadily has grown over the years. And today, Germany is one of our most preferred trade partners in Europe today. Now, this trip also sounded a new era of international trade between India and the rest of the world. During his 5 years tenure, P.V. Garu undertook many such foreign international surgeons. His uncanny ability to build rapport with world leaders and his ability to present India on the world stage laid the foundation for a modern and prosperous India. Today, India accounts for most number of successful expats, NRIs living abroad. If you look at one aspect of P.V. Garu that when you look at, he's a revolutionary at heart. He's revolutionary in his thought. He's also revolutionary in his actions. Throughout his student life, he was probably one of the brightest students in the Hyderabad state at the time. His interest and passion in education and wanting to gain knowledge, he left his village and came to the town with great difficulty. Our time law, this was before independence, he witnessed many atrocities being committed on the weak by the state. There was a lot of inequality in the society. There was poverty. Citizens didn't have basic rights, freedom and rights. And many such instances in society at that time deeply impacted him. And this paved the way for revolutionary in PV. Post-independence, this revolutionary aspect in him gave birth to the reformist PV. Any political or administrative position P.V. Garu held, he brought in sweeping reforms, be it the jail reforms, the new endowment policy, the education policy, land reforms, and the most popular economic reforms. If one really analyzes all these reforms and policies, these are very highly revolutionary in thought. They are very comprehensive. They have always catered to the most unrepresented population in the society. And most importantly, these reforms transformed people's lives. Reforms, P.V. Garu believed, reforms essentially means changing for the better. His famous line was, change with continuity. A lot of people have, on many occasions I've heard people talk about P.V. Garu being not decisive. But if you look at it, P.V. Garu was probably was a very decisive person. However, in a certain context, P.V. Garu, in all his wisdom, said, sometimes not taking a decision is also a decision. In time, people have wrongly understood this as his indecisiveness. However, if you look at history, history points to P.V. Garu being one of the most decisive administrators. His decision on land reforms, his decision to increase the spend on the defense budget when he was the Prime Minister, his handling of militancy issues in the country, or the economic reforms, all of these have been highly decisive decisions that changed the course of our country. Another aspect of P.V. Garu's personality is he's always been a very democratic person. He's been very democratic in his approach. Any situation, be it in our family or at a political or an administrative level, he would always seek consensus with the individuals involved. He had this innate ability to take people along with him on every issue. He believed debate and consensus were the integral part of democracy. This approach by him from the very beginning on all crucial issues had led to what is referred today as the middle path. In most of government and diplomatic circles, it's called the middle path. Some of the attributes that he possessed that shaped his personality were his patience, his ability to listen. He had a very keen sense of hearing. He was totally involved in whatever activity that he was doing. His ability to remain calm in most trying situations. His hunger for knowledge, his logic, his ability to convince others, his time management skills, and many, many more things that have actually shaped him, and that is the reasons for the success and the phenomenon that he is today. If one has to understand P.V. Garu's personality, one will have to take a look into his treasure. His real treasure was the library room adjoining his bedroom, which contained thousands of Indian and foreign publications on world history, biographies, literature, poetry, and many other subjects. One of his favorite foreign books was a Spanish book called Love in the Times of Cholera. It was written by a Nobel laureate, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and he was so moved by the whole prose of the book that he obtained a Spanish edition, the original Spanish edition, and he read that book. He could recite poetry of Tagore and a Persian poet Rumi with equal ease. There was a collection of Indian and Western classical music. He enjoyed listening to Pandit Jasraj and also would listen to Beethoven and Mozart. His treasure also contained a huge collection of Indian and foreign language films. This was probably his way of keeping in touch with the languages he mastered. Not many people are aware that P.V. Garu is also a very good singer. He was also a great tennis enthusiast. He would record, the finals of every Grand Slam and watch it whenever he found the time for it. P.V. Garu was a man of very, very few words. He was a karma yogi in its very true sense. Over the last 3-4 months, we have been closely studying P.V. Garu's life works over the last 8 decades. And every day we find a new aspect which we discover about his life. P.V. Garu and his life's work is an enigma whose time has come to be revealed. In this regard, I am very happy that the government of Telangana has decided to celebrate PV's centenary celebrations for a period of 1 year, as this will give the celebrations committee time to study and record the phenomenon that PV is. This, I'm sure, will serve as a guide for the future generations. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన ఆర్గనైజింగ్ కమిటీ మెంబర్స్ కి, మహేష్ బిగల గారికి, ఈ శత జయంతి ఉత్సవాల ద్వారా మళ్ళీ పివి గారిని నాకు పరిచయం చేసిన కేసీఆర్ గారికి, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వానికి అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు.